Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Inside Line Racing for ILR2's British Grand Prix here in the PS4 tier. And it's been a while, but at last, I'm come to your own why, and with me in the box, Super Cooler.
I've returned from the dead. Hi everyone. I've no idea what's going on really. I haven't been around since China. I know we've had 4 different people winning. Onyx with 2 wins. And Onyx now leading the championship by a margin of 26 points, and we are at round number 6 out of our 11 round season. Are we going for? I think it's 11 rounds.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 rounds. So we're pretty much at the halfway point of this season, and it's going to be interesting. It's the British Grand Prix, the home of motorsport. It's a little bit cloudy. I hope it rains, honestly, and we'll see who's going to get through. Just watch it. I think Jake is actually going to be the first person to set a lap around here. It's a lot of these guys' home races. It's pretty much a 50-50 split between British and Dutch here in this tier, with the odd German dotted in there.
Yes.
So Jake coming through the last sector now. See how he does down into 3rd gear on the soft tyres. Of course, we have the soft, medium, and the hard tyre available at Silverstone. And here we go across the line for him. It's 126.35.
That's going to be nowhere near the top. He needs to go a lot
Let's see
quicker
what the Scotsman
than
Calzo can do. Yeah, 126.9. So I'm definitely looking for times probably a lot quicker than that. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see anybody on the hard tyre unless they just want to have a bit of banter. Go on the hard tyre. I know we expected Scott to do his lovely no stop last year.
No stop last year.
We didn't see it. It was the year before. It was the year before we saw that right here. So it's the 2-season anniversary of that no stop.
That means it's the 2-season anniversary of my inception in ILR2 commentary. So just should have had that thought. 2 long seasons.
2 long seasons indeed. 125.8 for Neo then, and a 125.9 for Onyx. So that's really where we want to see the times in the mid to high 25s. I would see that. Matt Tibos 126.036, and Rafa popping in behind him on 126.12. So I was trying to see anybody else out on laps. Paco there, just on an out lap.
Got a
Goody
fun
is in the middle sector. Fun aid. So let's see what he's doing. Coming through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. The fastest section, or one of the fastest sections on this track after Cops. DRS section, the hangar straight, of course. Because there's a hangar on the right-hand side somewhere. Haven't been able to find it, but it's there, and I know it's there. Jake improved 126.12, 1,000 of a second quicker than Rafa in the Alfa Romeo. So let's see what Funaid can do. This is Rafa's teammate coming through the last corner. Then I don't think it's going to be that competitive. He comes across the line 126.8. Yeah, and that's not going to be anywhere near what we need.
And just to point out there, what Jake's done there, we've seen it quite a bit this season, doing 2 laps on the soft combine tower, or just 2 laps in general in your runs. We've discovered from Bahrain, I think it was, me and Paul, we discovered that you do 2 laps on your tyres and it somehow ends up quicker for you. As we saw with Jake, it's a rather big improvement on the second lap. So I'd expect probably to see a couple more people try that. It certainly worked out in Bahrain, as I said, so look out for that again. It's interesting. I don't know why it works, but it just works.
Yeah, and with the prime example of that is Funaid right now. He's gone straight from his time that last time. He's gone straight onto another one. So he's in the Maggots, Beckett and Chapel once again. And let's see if he can improve later on in that. Anybody else? Paco's about to end his lap, I think. Coming up to the last sector in the Renault. The winner from the opening round in Australia hasn't seen the top step since then. Here he comes across the line and he does a no lap. Invalidated.
Would have been 7th. Once again, we're already seeing the very close gaps. I think we did prove though ILR5 during the week that the gaps, we've got the closer gaps. Top 8 was separated by just under 3 tenths, so These guys they've got something to prove today. Are they
Yeah,
still the
we
closest
do.
tier in ILR?
Yeah, of course. Currently 3/10 separates the top 5 here, rather than the top 8. So still that's still pretty close, but not quite ILR5 close. Um,
Although it is much quicker.
yeah, of course. But is it better to be faster or better to be closer?
I don't know. I mean, I was at the back of
That's
that free temp train, so I'd say much better to
oh
be quicker. And I just saw Joachim there have a huge moment in Chapel.
yeah. I was looking at the exact same thing. I think he opened his DRS a little bit early, got on the power, and nearly died. But he well held. To be fair,
Yes. But he may need a
just
change of
watch-
underwear.
possibly yes. Now I think we're going to be looking at Felix about to end his lap in the Red Bull. Let's see what he can do then through the last corner. And where is he going to go? He's going to go to 8 on a 1:26.46. So not the best, not the worst, kind of mid-pack, just ahead of Will, who set his lap on the medium tyre. Interestingly, he's inside the top 10 on the medium. So interesting choice.
We've got Onyx now about to try second lap, and just thought I'd point out, ILR7 and ILR5 both had their own separate versions of the safety car. ILR7 had a full safety car, ILR5 a virtual. So I don't know if Cody's have the safety car working round here, but there's a much higher chance, it appears, for one to pop up during the race, and that makes the alternate strategy a much more viable option, I think. I think we'll see what it does. Like ILR7 was a wet race, so basically anyone who stayed it longer enough actually benefited quite a lot from the safety car. But we'll see anyway if it comes out today. These guys don't crash as often though anymore, so maybe not. But yeah, just something else to think about, I think, during this race.
Yeah. So the kind of second round of laps coming in are about to be set anyway. Let's see what's going on. Onyx is coming through Cop's corner now. Almost flat, not quite flat, just a downshift, and he gets through there and into Magnus Beckett and Chapel. Magnus Beckett's almost flat and into Chapel on the DRS as quickly as possible, down the hanger straight once again. And let's see what he can do on this lap. It does look like a good lap. Not using 8th gear, interestingly enough. So I've seen a few drivers do that. Owen, is there actually any benefit to not shifting into 8th gear down the straight?
There is a big benefit to that. For some reason, you seem to be able to accelerate quicker at the top of 7th. I don't understand it. As Onyx was quickest, I sort of employ this myself now as well. It does work. It is so strange. I don't understand it. At the top of 6th and the top of 7th, it does gain you time. I've tested this quite a lot. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't get it. But it works, and I think that's what most of the drivers are doing now. Basically, you barely even have to touch 8th gear at all on this lap now. So it's weird to think that, isn't it?
Oh,
As Matt
Tibos.
ILR1 driver, former ILR1 driver anyway, showing he still has the ILR1 pace.
1:25.5, and just notice as well there, we saw Lenny pop into 4th, but then he obviously dropped down to 5th now. But 1:26.10, it's about 200 separating those 3 guys in the middle there.
Oh, look at that.
Lenny, Jake, and Rafa.
Jake and Rafa seeing time until Rafa then goes and smashes his time. Yeah, wow.
1:25.50, 800ths of a second quicker than Matt Tibos. So interesting qualifying so far, and the only man who's kind of yet to set a lap is Paco. Seems to be struggling with invalidation by the looks of it.
Yeah, Tal, I just want to check the ILR1 poll because, I mean, this is crazy quick, isn't it? I think we
1:25.50.
We might have already beaten it. I don't know. I think we are 1/10 off it at the moment already.
1/10.
Who are these guys and what have they done with the ILR2? What's Lenny doing in 7th? You know what I mean? Like, what? What?
Fraud.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it? Yeah,
No,
Blizzard.
not really.
We are currently 31/1000ths of a second off the ILR1 pool already. We pretty much are just the same tier at this point, aren't we?
And I'd like to point out, this is tier 2, and these guys are almost matching VSR Blizzard.
I
the
know.
the reigning ILR1 champion. So this is crazy fast. Matt Tibos and Rafa, absolute animals right now in ILR2, and we haven't even reached the end of qualifying yet. They're probably going to go quicker again.
Exactly, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they can do now. It's a very nice
Yeah,
prospect to know that these guys really are the real deal again. Just so much pace, and just proving, like I say, once again, this tier's close and fast. Very good.
yeah, that's what we like to see. And Paco backed out of his lap again. So I'm assuming he's going to go for another one straight away. Now he's coming into the pit lane, so it's not going really well for him. Calzo, I think, is on a lap at the moment in the Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
Just get up the telemetry just so I can see. Indeed, he is. So coming through Cop's corner, completely flat, no lift whatsoever there. I saw from him. So 190 on the entry to a corner like that again. Nobody's in 7th gear, even into Magnus and Beckett. You can see him revving it out there. So obviously, for whatever reason, not using the top of the gears seems to work. So we won't question that, whatever way they've made the gearing. But down towards the end of the straight there, well, I say that Calzo uses the 8th gear on the way up the hill, but I can kind of see what you mean. It kind of delays it a little bit. You don't get the torque from the engine at the top of the band there. So I'm assuming that's why it kind of works, that you're using higher rev range than 7th gear and getting a little bit more power, whereas 8th gear going uphill into that corner, you're not getting any power. So I can kind of see what they're going on about there. But we're now into the...
It shouldn't work, though, let's be honest. I think that's a very big oversight. It's a very big oversight. Oh, Samuel.
Yeah.
Samuel went out there, but he's gone straight back in again. Has he got enough time? Many drivers underestimate how slow this pit lane is.
Yeah.
So I hope he gets back out. I really hope he gets back out. He may run out of time.
It's one of the longest. It doesn't look like it, but it's one of the longest pits in F1 simply because of the entry.
It's so slow as well. It's got the slowest speed limit as well, I believe, of the whole calendar too.
37, yeah. 37 miles an hour. The rest of them, I think, are kind of up around the 50 miles an hour range.
Yeah.
They're right around down to 37 mile an hour range. So we're into the last 3 minutes of qualifying at the British Grand Prix here. And currently, almost matching the ILR1 times. Currently, Rafa quickest, with Matt Tibos following very, very closely behind and about 2/10 back to Onyx, Neo and P4 and Dutch Tricks. They're in top 5. There's your top 5. They're all within the 125 ranges. But are they going to be able to beat the times and get the quickest overall lap time across all tiers this weekend?
I'd love to see it happen, and there's definitely a few drivers in contention for it. And currently, by the way, we're watching Felix. I think he's the first one on a lap for his last run. Is he attempting the 2-lap method, being out there early? I guess we'll wait and see. But he's actually 12th, and the last driver within a second of pole. And he's backed off, I think. So he is going to try a second lap. So once again, we're seeing that tactic being employed. No.
Yep. It's
Ollie,
getting quite congested out there.
I think Ollie has abandoned his lap as well, just seconds after starting it. Yeah, he has. So, interesting.
Yep. The traffic obviously plays a factor here, because literally everybody's out on the circuit apart from Felix, and he didn't get out in time, as you can see. So he's stuck there. I think Jake coming across the line to begin a lap now, and anybody else following behind, I think he's going to be one of the first to be able to start his lap. I don't know, is Onyx ahead of him? No, Onyx is about to unleash it. Coming around last corner and across into Abbey, and of course we haven't actually really talked about that, but the DRS down the main straight into Abbey, really, really crucial that you close the goddamn DRS before you enter Abbey.
Yes.
It's because
you will die.
You will most certainly die. Then, of course, there's 3 DRS sections. They have it down the main straight, and they have it here down the Wellington Straight, just before Brooklands, which is an overtaking opportunity. And into Brooklands then for Onyx, and into Luffield. Trying to keep the cars tight on the entry as he possibly can to get the exit, and then the run down to Cop's Corner, of course. This is the old pit straight that you're looking at right here. Turn 1 used to be Cop's. So it's interesting to see down to 7th gear, having to lift a tiny bit there on the entry. And into Maggots Beckett's, and then Chapel. Chapel's always the one that people forget about, but it is part of this complex. And onto the hangar straight, open the DRS as quickly as possible then. And then we're on the way down into Stowe, which is a fantastic corner on this track. 204 miles an hour on the entry down to 5th gear, on the power as early as possible then. And then into Vale and Club. Club is of course the last corner. What is this going to be from Onyx? I think it's an improvement. How much of an improvement is it? He comes across the line. It's a 125.702. It's not enough. It's a slight improvement by a couple of hundredths, but not enough to get himself onto the front row of the grid. And don't think he's going for a second attempt. So that's it for him.
Rafa's slow in his first sector, but Matt Tibos, I believe, is up, at least on Onyx's, by nearly a tenth. So if he keeps that form the rest of the lap, we could see him take pole here. And Jess has more info, by the way. Jess said that ILR1's pole was
Paco out of nowhere, 125.4.
Right
and
then.
That is, I believe,
not there
very,
yet.
very close. It's very, very close to the pole time from ILR1. Paco out of nowhere.
I hate to ruin the mood, but Jess says ILR1 Xbox was a 25.2. Go on, Matt. Oh,
Calzo 25.47.
Did that do
out
it?
Out of nowhere. 125.47. Rafa's run wide out of Stowe. Matt Tibos then through the last corner. What can he do? He comes across the line. Not enough. 125.58 does not improve. Jake, is he on a lap? I'm not certain whether he is or not. I think he was backed out of his lap, but we'll see as he comes across the line nonetheless. Looks like he's still pushing on. What can Jake pull out of the bag? Comes across the line. 125.80 goes to 7th fastest, but Calzo pulled that lap out absolutely nowhere, and pole position for the Scotsman.
Very good lap indeed, and that, as you say, it sort of just came out of nowhere. I'm not sure though if it was quicker than ILR1. I think
it's very, very, very close to it.
I think he was 1/1000th of a second down. I might be wrong. I will check now. He was 1/1000th of a second down.
Wow. So Calzo then on pole position for the British Grand Prix, alongside him Paco by 1/100th of a second and 300ths of a second between the top three drivers. Rafa there, Matt Tibos in P4, Neo P5, Onyx P6, Jake in P7, Dutch Tricks in P8, Droppy in P9, and Lenny down in P10. Ollie, Samuel, Goody, Funhead, Felix, Will, and Joachim, and the entire field separated by 1 second. And also Joachim and Will on the exact same lap time. Interesting.
Yeah,
so,
interesting. Different tyres there as well. You got to question what Will could have done if he got a lap in on the sauce. He was on the sauce, but he ended up cruising into the pit lane and must have made a mistake on his lap somewhere. But my goodness.
1 second between the entire field, as we said.
There is
and
nothing,
it's a lovely sunny day.
Nothing to separate them, and nothing to separate them from ILR1 either. So, very impressive.
1,000th of a second off the ILR1 pole time. My God, this tier, something else.
Yeah, I think Jake said in the chat that we should rename it to ILR1. I think he's just. Did we go that far? Can we call it ILR 1.1 maybe?
I think we could. I mean,
I don't think the two is just not justified.
I don't think it's justifiable.
ILR 1.0.1. You know, 1.5. So close to ILR 1.
Yeah, so close. And even then, only 0.2 of a second off the ILR1 Xbox time.
I know.
And you know how quick those guys are.
Those guys are monsters.
Aliens.
They're crazy.
So, it is encouraging that even if they do get promoted, then they'll fit in. They'll fit in any tier really. So, absolutely boring strategy calls right here. Everybody on the softs apart from Molly.
Yeah, no
real
surprise there. Unfortunately, it's just the way this track is. There's just absolutely no reason to start on the mediums unless you're expecting maybe rain or hoping for a lucky safety car. I have seen one league race this week where the safety car came at the perfect time here, and it gave the medium runners the win. Very unlikely though it can happen again. But you never know. Maybe I have that effect. I appear to bring the safety car everywhere I go this week. It's like my rain from Season 3. It's my new thing, I think, these days. So,
yep.
Yeah. It's a nice feature to have. I prefer it over rain, quite frankly. But, yeah.
So, 6 rounds into the 11-round calendar, and of course after that, it's F1 2019 time. It's just around the corner. You think you forget about it, but it's coming out next month. It's really early.
Well, I mean, the season ends after F1 2019 comes out. It ends, I believe, the week after it comes out. So, I think it does. Or is it the week before? Either way, it's in around the release date. So basically, we'll go straight from this, straight to F1 2019. I wonder if we'll do Race of Champions in F1 2019. Wonder if Jack's considered that. But, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
But even from us commentators' point of view, just judging off the videos that we've seen, the updated user interface, it looks like we're going to have a very, very nice looking spectate mode. Just judging off videos I've seen.
Well, looks like the real life graphics, doesn't it? We've got these makeshift graphics with the wrong colours for the teams, but I think next year they've got all their copyrights in place, and we should have a better experience anyway. So yes,
it'd be nice to give the streams a bit of life. So anyway, coming up to the grid then, we're waiting for Joachim to line up in the last position.
Yeah, him and Will taking their time, haven't they? What are they doing so far back? Time.
I wonder. Anyway, Will.
That's not
almost
normal.
Spun it.
That's his AI doing that. Look where his AI is parked. That's interesting. That aiming for the middle of the pack.
It's a Scot on pole here in the British Grand Prix.
Twice in 1 week.
Twice in 1 week. Round number 6 of the ILR2 season is about to get underway with 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Calzo gets away well, Paco gets away well, but Calzo's absolutely launched off the line immediately into the lead of the race. Then Rafa trying to look around the outside of Paco as they run towards turn 1, but it can't get through there. Further down then, Dutch Trick's losing positions. He's off in a big way in turn 1, so that's Dutch Trick's off into the gravel trap, off at high speed there, into turn number 4, then everybody's spread out wildly here as Matt Tibos is having to fight with Neo as he tries to make up positions again, but everybody through, and the only person who seems to have had a problem is Dutch Tricks. Looking at here as Ollie tries to make his way past Lenny, so on the medium tires making some good headway, makes up a position there on Lenny and trying to get through there up the inside of Drop here potentially, but other than that, Onyx now trying to fight with Neo, makes his way past Neo, but Calzo absolutely rocket start off the line and he's immediately 7/10 of a second ahead, and Rafa challenging Paco.
Good start, yeah, from Calzo. I mean, he got the perfect launch. He was home dry into turn 1, and especially at turn 1 like that, it's good to see that. But yeah, Rafa looks pretty good on the back of Paco if he can keep it close.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Matt Tibos straight past. That's the commentator's curse of rife right there. So now here comes Onyx trying to pick up pieces as well around the outside of Stowe corner. Can he make this one work? I don't think he's going to be able to. Make a little bit of contact with the side pod. Neo tries to come up the inside, can't quite make it work there. But what about Jake? And drop that looks like over time. Dutch Tricks Onyx tries to launch up the inside of Rafa. Right there, couldn't quite make that work. Calzo with the fast lap of the race, and two have already built a second gap, and everybody else absolutely knows the tail in sector 1 2.
Wow.
Calzo's off and bottled it at turn 1.
I don't believe
And immediately the
it.
race leader is gone. I do not believe it. The race leader crashes on the second lap of the British Grand Prix. Paco takes over the lead of the British Grand Prix. Matt Tibos following suit. Will Murdoch up to 8th place as he makes position on Ollie. Looks like there's even more problem for somebody down here in sector number 1.
Joachim's on the hards! He's on the hards!
Yeah,
it's happening!
yes.
It's happening! Look how
it's been
lovely they are.
Oh, Lenny's around.
Oh,
Lenny's
Lenny.
around.
Oh, Lenny. I mean, I try not to bully you, man, but you really give me so much material. Oh dear, I don't think there's any damage though on his car, so he's great. But Joachim's on the hards! They look so great on Matt Williams. Brilliant.
That's exactly what we needed. Will's making good headway in 8th place, trying to get past Drop It, trying to get past Jake as well. But Paco, with Matt Tibos in hot pursuit, I must say, he's doing quite well to build the gap there. Dutch Tricks and Calzo. I cannot believe Calzo's crashed on the second lap. Obviously used too much curb in turn 1, speared off straight into the barrier, I would assume.
Honestly, so frustrating now. I mean, he had such a great start as well. He was fine. He was pulling away. He could have been off into the sunset. Instead, he was off into Narnia. I guess that's just how it works sometimes. But that does mean Paco, after what looked like a rather woeful qualifying, managed to get 2nd place. Now he's into the lead. He'll be happy with that, won't he? But now we've got DRS enabled, and the entire field, all the way down to 13th, is going to be within that DRS. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this situation.
There goes Will off the inside of drop yet, and he's going to get that move done. He does indeed, nice and clean. So sector 1, there's been a problem. I don't know who it's for. Is it for anybody? It's Samuel, who's been off the road, and Dropia trying to come back at Will up the inside of Brooklands, just leaves enough space to work with. Will on the outside now for Lovefield, which changed to the inside, and Dropia around the outside of Lovefield. Can he make that one work? It's going to be very difficult to make that work. Trying to get the cut back underneath him, but not quite. So Will hold on. Dropia will get the slipstream down towards Cop's Corner, but if there's one corner you don't try it on, it's Cop's Corner. So that'll be that for him. But Matt Tibos definitely mounting some pressure on the man up front. And let's see if he'll have a good shot at DRS down towards Stowe Corner. Let's have a look on board with the Ferrari. He's a one-time winner, of course. This season got the win handed to him on penalties and after race review. So let's see what he can do then on the back of Paco. Paco, of course, also a winner from this season. Rafa yet to win, and Onyx the leader in the championship currently. So we've got some pedigree in this top 4.
And still good to see the DRS. It's good to see Ollie isn't losing massively. He's now just fallen out of the DRS range, but it's not awful on those mediums. A few more laps and his tyres will start to come good. As Felix on DRS towards turn 1 looks to have actually got a move done. That's surprising to say the least. How anyone could even think of a move into turn 1. I think Felix managed it. So that's impressive.
Yeah, fair play to him. Brave stuff to do it there, but he seems to have got it done. Then Neo he's handling the back of Onyx right here, so he's keeping him honest. And this top 5 are inseparable currently, but everybody but Paco has all got DRS on each other, so Paco's really vulnerable in all of this. But of course now Matt Tibble's going to be suffering from that dirty air, and it's the worst possible time to get it is through these high-speed corners of Maggots, Beckett's, Cops. But I think Tibble's going to have a real good shot at it and get the exit out of Chapel. Paco's run wide on the grass. It seems to have got away with it. Let's see as Tibos gets the run towards Stowe Corner then. Way too far back. I think it needs to be at least about 0.3 of a second behind. They're so late on the brakes there. I don't know how he didn't lose it. Right there as Rafa gets up behind them. Yeah, really big commitment there. But the field's still together, so the top 8 are all in a train together at this point. Rafa now starting to hound the back of the Ferrari. Rafa setting fastest lap after fastest lap, but he's caught in a situation where he can't really get past, so he's going to have to try something audacious to actually make a move happen here. So Paco is the cork in the bottle, really.
We see one move happen towards the front, it brings everyone in this top 8 into it. Even just one little mistake at the front could change this whole situation. That's the issue with these DRS trains. It's just no room for errors. And I'm saying Matt Tibbles, it looked like he was late on the brakes. I think it was more like he has an alien indicator, which isn't encouraging for fighting, if I'm being honest with you. So I really hope that gets sorted, because that can very easily ruin a race for someone. And that's where you get your desync crashes, etc. So fingers crossed everyone's okay with that one. Rafa, oh my goodness,
he's off the road. How has he held on to that one? He's going to need some new pairs of pants after that one. Keeps it across the grass.
Well, there you go. There's that mistake, and down to 8th, as I say, he just fallen the whole way down that top 8. You can't afford any mistakes, but luckily there was a big enough gap to Ollie. I don't think he'll get past, but tell you what, Goody's going to give it a go on Ollie. That's an interesting way to set the move up on the outside of Chapel, but it's worked out for him. And he's up into P9. Can he take advantage of the struggling Rafa? Or will Ollie go straight back past him? Not quite.
Oh, tries to. But yeah, Rafa just got wide, did well to hold on to that at such a high speed. But now he can see if he can try and get himself onto the back of this train. But the top 3 have broken away thanks to that. So there's a 1.5 gap. So it's Paco, Tibos, and Onyx. These right here.
Jake on the inside. Oh, he's nearly hit his teammate. That's very close. Don't get closer than that, really, you don't. That's incredible how I haven't crashed into each other there.
Yeah, Will Murdoch on the back of these guys as well. So the top 3, Onyx, well, I say Paco, Matt Tibos, and Onyx. These guys are 1, 2, and 4 in the championship. Paco, of course, second in the championship to Onyx at the moment, and Tibos is 4th at this point. So these guys need every single point they can gain on each other at this point in time. And just in the background, you can see the second battle, really, with Neo leading Jake and Will and Dropia behind them. I think Jake's going to need to make a move on Neo pretty shortly if he wants a chance to catch the top 3. Let's see, as he does come out of Chapel, he's going to have to watch his mirrors as well for Will in the Haas. He's got some decent speed in it as well, so here he comes towards Stokecourt. I think he's too far back for this one for sure. Trying to, thinks about a little move of the inside there. Not going to happen there.
Onyx is now getting very close to the back of Matt Tibos.
Oh my god.
What's happened?
I just saw Felix up the inside of Stowe, made contact with Funaid, and Funaid completely full lock to the left hand side, kept his foot in it and kept it ahead. So nicely done.
Will's got a real chance here on Jake. Running outside of turn 3, really good in the brakes. How much grip do you want?
Interesting choice, but really nicely done from Will there.
It's so much grip.
It's a really unorthodox place. Yeah, it's a really unorthodox place to try, but he's going to have to watch now because Jake's going to come straight back at him here. Trying to come up the inside, but then dummies to the outside of Brooklyn's. And he won't have the same grip. And drop you up the inside, well, around the outside of Love Field, trying to carry it. And now watch him get the cutback on the way out. But can he get the exit? Not quite, but Will. Excellent move. So committed. And
that sends
really,
in
really
tears.
well done. Oh no.
Man.
Here we go.
He's backed up.
A wise choice, I think, from dropping
yes. there. Now, Matt Tibos is in this sort of situation now where he has to either make a move or get overtaken. It's pass or be passed at this point. And I think he's going to be passed in a moment because he is not catching.
Yeah. Here comes Onyx. Is he going to try a dive bomb? No. He thinks better of it.
He's
to look up the inside. That was really, really close, ending in tears. Paco dummies the move into the pit lane there. Neo picks up a 3-second time penalty, but he's going to have Will Murdoch bearing down on him very, very shortly. And now here we go. Then you can see the blistering on Onyx tyres, front left, really kind of looking really indented. Matt Tibos is the same. Paco's tyres looking a bit cleaner, I must say. So tyre wear coming in differently for different guys. Paco seems to be managing his tyres very, very well up front.
So, just looking further back, you still got Felix trying to fight with Funnid. They were having a good battle earlier on, and Joachim as well. You may think Joachim sat at the back. He can go to the end on these tyres, by the way, so he may come into it a little later on. It's a long pit lane, so that 32-second gap could be made back up, so don't count him out of anything yet, especially if there's sort of a safety car or anything. At least he's still going. Most people would have just left by this point. So, fair play to him. But Matt Tibos has caught back up. The gap was at 6/10 on the last lap at this point. But now, Matt Tibos has got on with it. He's got more ERS by the looks of it than the two guys around him.
Yeah, he was saving it. I think he was saving it last time. Paco using all of the road and more there to gain as much time as he possibly could. He actually gained 0.2 of a second just by using that little bit of grass. And you can see the overspeed that Tibos has into Stowe Corner. And what about Will trying to make a move on Neo behind as well? Couldn't quite get it with the 3-second penalty, and in comes Neo.
Early stop then for the Mercedes. It's very early.
Yeah, and of course the pit lane here, very, very long. Feels like an eternity to get to your pit box, and it pretty much is an eternity. So now what does Onyx do? Does he try anything? Not at this point. Tibos needs to make something work here. He needs to make a move if he wants to have a chance. But Paco's really, really managing this very, very well. Sector 1 looks like there's a problem for somebody. It's Felix off
again.
at Abbey.
Twice he's been off in that sort of area, I think.
Yeah, it's a second spin in that area. Neo on his way out on the medium tyres. And Joachim is only in Stowe Corner, so he's a long way back off of these guys.
Yeah.
But he'll come in. He might have a little say in something later on those hards. Lap 9 at 26 then. About to enter onto lap 10 next time by, and it's Paco from Tibos, from Onyx, from Will. And Paco managing this very, very well indeed. But
you know, I always worry these sort of fights are going to be decided by pit stops, and I have a feeling this is going to end in a pit stop battle more than an actual fight as Felix retires. I think we're going to see Matt Tibbles in the pits. No, it's Paco and it is both of them, and they're all three into the pits.
Oh my God, that's interesting. Felix has had an absolutely horrific crash in Cop's corner. He's gone straight on by the looks of it. But that's his race over. Will Murdoch takes over the lead of the British Grand Prix. Drop you now P2. So they all pit at the same time.
That is awful. Nasty.
Yeah.
Onyx. No, that may have held Paco, but not enough.
Yeah, he's getting behind on his way out.
Not quite behind Jake. Nearly though. That'll have lost Onyx in time.
Yeah.
Puts Jake right in this.
Yeah, Jake's done really well to get himself in there. So he's in this train now. He's lighting up their ears as he tries to stick with Onyx. Now he knows he's in with a shot of a podium.
Oh, there's Neo. He comes
out neck and neck with his teammate, and Neo goes for the dive bomb on Onyx as he tries to just get out in front. Doesn't quite be able to do it. So nice job from Neo though, as now he's got the extra tire life as he tries to sneak it up the inside. Right there, that's really, really brave. He'll have the DRS. He just needs to try to Brooklands. He's desperate to get past. He knows he needs to get past. Round the outside of Brooklands with the extra tire grip. He's had a lap to get these in. Round the outside of Brooklands into the inside of Luffield. Is he going to be able to get it done? He is able to get it done. And now Jake can sneak it up the inside as well. So Onyx lost out on the pit stops. Lovely move by Neo to get in front. And Neo's now into P3 in this race. Net P3. And Jake needs to make a move work if he wants to get himself in this fight.
Onyx might be a little shaken by that. This is probably the best time to take advantage as Will gets a penalty for speeding as he pits. Ollie now will take the de facto lead for the time being.
Yep.
He'll be hoping for a safety car now, which could happen. You never know. Depends how people come out of the pits. You can see crashes on the exit of the pit lane. It is actually quite a dangerous rejoin, as we saw with Neo just about scraping through. And look at Matt Tibbles, by the way. He's right on the back of Paco now. He was about a second back. He's liking these tires a lot more than Paco. This may well be his chance to take the lead. Even down to turn 1. Look at their closing speed. He's just flying along.
Yeah, he's going to be thinking about moving to turn 3, I'd reckon, almost touching the back of Paco in towards turn 1, into turn 2, now into turn 3. He's on the outside, but he's got a penalty for cutting the corner.
Decent.
Paco goes deep, and Matt Tibos will get the undercut, but Paco might have the inside line. No, Matt Tibos takes the lead of the British Grand Prix, but now he's got the penalty.
I think there was a decent concept there, because Paco was spat off into the grass, and once again, hold on a minute, Will? What?
Will's got in front of Onyx.
Wow.
But now Onyx comes straight back down the inside of Will, but he jumped him in the pit lane.
Surprised
so he's done really well.
Really surprised by that,
and he came out in front of Jake as well.
Where's he got all that speed from? It's impressive.
But Matt Tibos has got to get the hammer down now. Pulled a second on Paco already.
Yeah, I don't get how I think, because I was saying earlier that Matt Tibos having the alien indicator could lead to decent. I think that's exactly what's happened there. I don't know. It didn't look right to me there, but oh well. We keep going. Onyx now trying to get back at Neo to get back into that net third position, and Paco's struggling. He may well pass him as well soon. That's
Onyx right around the outside of Stowe. Sorry, that is Onyx. I thought it was somebody else. No, I was wrong. Straight back on the circuit. He went off the circuit to get past alongside. He might have to give that one back later on. But Neo will hold on, not go. He tries to hang around the outside of club corner. Interesting choice. They make contact. All around the outside of turn 1. This is not going to end well if he tries this one. He's going to try it. He's got it done. Really, really brave stuff there. And now Will gets himself involved in the fight. Around the outside of Neo. Can he make this one work? He's done it earlier. And I think he's going to make it work again by slipping up the inside of the next corner. He's going to be able to do it this time. Gives a little bit of contact to Neo. Extra grip. There's contact, and off the road he goes into the wall. And Will is now completely out of the running of the British Grand Prix.
Drop Shea now as well.
Drop you as well. Getting involved in Neo. Trying to carry some extra speed around the outside. Not quite able to make it work. But Will, so unfortunate there.
Oversteer for Neo. It just oversteered straight into him. Nothing those two could really do about that one. It's such a shame to see a good battle, actually. A good move as well, ending that way. But, Will, the latest member to end up in Narnia. and a broken front wing. This is very similar to Spain when he got his front wing ripped off out of his own control. He's getting quite used to this now. He's yeah, once again gonna be fuming. No one talk to him, please. He's a child. He may kill you. He may rip your head off.
Here comes drop hit. For P6.
And Rafa
Neo
as well.
defends.
Rafa's gonna be there
Rafa's
too.
come back into this, yeah. And here comes drop here on the outside of Stowe corner. Can he make it work? He's still there. I think he's made it work on the
Nice
inside.
start.
Yes, lovely move by the Dutchman there. So Neo giving him the space, of course, and here comes the German Rafa up behind him. Then, of course, he had that really scary moment at Cop's corner earlier, and he's recovering, trying to get himself back up there.
Joachim's finally made an overtake, but it is on a very damaged wheel. Go on the hard, I dare you. You want to say just get on the hards now. I will bully if you go on the hards. Here's Rafa, by the way. Issue with that, look, he's on the DRS, so that he's not going to get past, is he? They're both just stuck in DRS there of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's soft. Oh well, there's my hope gone. Takes his 5-second stock go penalty. Changes his front wing, and I guess he's just going to go for a fastest lap or something. Nothing really else to fight for. He's taken so long in the pits. And now he's stuck. And now he's out. It's good.
Now he's on his way out. So, Ollie's still in the lead. But he's going to have to stop. So, he'll be falling to about in and around kind of Neo and Rafa territory at this rate. So he wants to, I'm assuming he's going to be pitting around next 2 laps. So his tyres looking pretty blistered.
Just jump over Rafa there. We were saying earlier in qualifying about staying in 7th gear. He was in 7th gear that whole straight pretty much, and he revved it so much. Like, it's crazy to think that it really does help you. Like, he's probably going to stay 7th the whole way here. There's no point going anywhere near it. It's crazy how it works that way. And down the inside,
oh, big dive bomb.
That'll have a... I think he's done that just to offset Neo to give him a better chance out of here, because Neo's got a totally compromised line to turn 4, and it means Rafa can have a much better look into Brookings, but I don't think it's close enough, unfortunately. But it was an interesting sort of tactic there, to try and scare Neo onto the worst line, but it didn't quite work out for him. And yeah, they had pretty much identical speed in the straight, because Neo had the slipstream on drop sheet. But here we go into Cops now. Rapa's already had one scary moment here today. I think he's planning on another one. He backs off as a result of his own, well, suit being covered in excrement from the last time.
Yeah, so it's just having to follow now. And everybody's kind of sitting just above DRS detection. Like, you got Paco 1.4, Onyx 1.5, 1.4, 1.1. Droppy's actually dragging himself into this a little bit.
Yeah,
he's almost within DRS.
Should have come out of nowhere, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of, and he's kind of
now when Ollie pits at the moment, anyway.
Yep. And Rafa's desperate to get past this Mercedes. Unable to do so yet.
Goody penalty there. Both Force Indies in the points are having a decent day, actually.
Yep. And I think Paco's starting to reel Tibos in a little bit now.
Yeah, I wonder if Matt Tibos just took so much out of his tires in the earlier stages of the stint, and now is sort of starting to feel the effects of it. We may see towards the end Paco have more speed, I think. But we'll wait and see on that. So, I don't know what the penalties actually are. I'll have a little look on penalties while we have this time. Matt Tibos has 1 penalty, and so does Paco. Onyx has none. So, actually, Onyx, little does he know, but Onyx actually is in the net lead of this race.
Yep.
So, oh, was that a car off there? It was! Neo's gone off the track, and he's lost that place.
Yeah, on the exit of Chapel, and Ollie's finally pit. So he's onto the soft tyres then for the remaining 10 laps of this race. But yeah, Paco is in the net race lead thanks to penalties.
Onyx.
Oh, Onyx, sorry.
I think it is Onyx anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it is Onyx, yeah. I will
let's see where
it's probably
Ollie
better
comes
if I
out, by the
check
way.
it because I'm not streaming, so.
I've already checked it, I think. I checked it before Neil went off. And Ollie, by the way, he's come out in 8th place. But he's sort of about 4 seconds off the back of Neil and Rafa and Dropsy. I think we're going to see Ollie get into this battle very soon indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, Onyx is in this in the net race lead. Yeah, he is. Which is not good for the other two because then he would climb even further ahead in the championship.
Yeah. And I think we saw this race last season come down to penalties on the last lap. Just about on the last lap. Got into penalty range. Onyx is just about in there by a 10th of a second as Will pits and retires. And we're down to 13 in this race now.
Yep, of course the pole sitter retiring on lap 2 of his own accord. And Rafa trying to catch up to Dropia, but Dropia in return, he's just nibbling at the DRS range of Jake. Might be able to creep into it now. Let's come across. Yep, indeed he is in DRS range. So this will be for 4th place. Sector 1, there's a problem for somebody. I'm not sure who it's for.
I wonder Will's car.
Anyway.
Wonder Will's car is just after retiring, just come out of the pits and parked it. That could be what it is.
Joachim is in. Oh, Samuel's around in the last sector as well.
Yeah. He's got really lost. I mean, that's Narnia for you right there. That's going to be a 10-second time penalty as well if he's not careful, and he's luckily okay with that one. But, yeah. How's he managed that? Has he tried? What's he done to get that lost? I don't get it. I mean, he's cut the whole of the last chicane.
Rafa's got a huge run on Joffrey down towards Cop's corner. He's definitely not going to try it, but he's really hounding the back of him now. They run through Maggots and Beckett's for the 17th time today. Joffrey a tiny bit wide there. I think they'll get away with it though. Here we go with the DRS then. Jake is the one that's stuck in this position with no DRS. Is going to be really vulnerable.
And once again there, I think Rafa's tactic there is just to stay in 7th gear, but interestingly this time, Dropsy actually pulled away from him, so that could just be obviously from Jake's DRS, but either way, maybe the 7th gear thing doesn't work in race trim. It's hard to tell. I mean, they've been doing it all year. It's just difficult to project how it works and where it works. But looks like Rafa's got a nice run. Will he go for it here? As Dropsy defends.
Oh, he's going to hit him.
I think Dropsy defended before the braking zone there. I think that's on Rafa really to hit him there, not. Yeah.
Nice cutback though from Rafa. I think he was lucky to get not to get damage from that one.
Yeah.
But here he goes towards Brooklyn. Samuel's out of the race now, and there's Rafa down the inside of Brooklyn's. Dropsy will try to hang it around the outside. There'll be a better line for Lovefield. He'll run him out as far as he can, open the steering a little bit, and he will hold on. However, Rafa will again get the run, and he's got a better run than he's had before. Oh no. Into Cop's corner, side by side, up the inside. Brave stuff from him there, and he gets it all. He's dead.
No. Oh, he's just about survived it. Just about survived it. Broke his whole front wing off, mind you. I believe it's all gone. It's hard to get a good angle of it. But...
No, just the left side.
Okay, lucky now. My goodness, though. That's why they go side by side through cops.
And that's put Neil back on the back of Rafa.
Neil's right there again.
And up front as well, Paco's within DRS. And they're slightly pulling a gap on Onyx behind, so if they can get the 3 seconds, then well, I say that actually, Onyx is kind of gaining.
Yeah, he's gained overall, hasn't he, over the last couple of laps. And Paco will get some DRS on Matt Tibos now. So, well, he's not using it though, mind you. He needs to be aware he's got it. and he wasn't.
Yeah.
That, yeah, just helps Onyx out that little bit more. Obviously, there's still 8 laps, including this one, to sort this out, but at the moment, it looks like it is going to be Onyx taking what his 3rd win this season. He's
That'll be his 3rd win, yeah.
and
He is currently on 2 warnings, so he's about an inch away from not being able to take it. So it's kind of hanging in the balance.
I'm sure he'll be aware, though. He'll be aware that he is in that position to win right now. I'm sure he'll be keeping up to date with it.
Yeah,
But he's actually just about to fall outside that time there. Just for a second, he fell outside it. So it's sort of fluctuating. Rafa now in DRS of Jake now after that tussle on the last lap with Drop G. They've now caught up.
Yeah.
And
Ollie, by the way, P7.
Yeah.
Well, all of that, so he's hanging in there. But the gap between Onyx and Matt Tibos currently is 2.6. So it's really close.
Yeah. This, like I say, this is probably going to go down to the last lap. But for now, we've got the fight for 4th as well. I don't know what the penalties are in this situation. I'll have a quick look at that now. Jake has got he's got 3 penalties. Rafa's got none. And Leo's got 1. So Rafa is certainly...
Rafa's going to pick up some good points. If he can gain about 0.3 of a second on the guys up front, he could actually get on the podium.
He could, yes. He's actually... He's made his mistakes in this race. You got to think about that moment in Cops, because at the end of the day, he's only 6.4 seconds off the lead. Could this have been his race? Could it still be his race? Only time will tell, of course. But if Onyx gets a penalty and Rafa gets past Jake, we could suddenly see this race switch and turn to Rafa's advantage at last. But we'll have to wait and see.
I think he's going to get Jake here. Down towards stall corner, Jake weaving a little bit down the straight. Rafa's going to go really late on the brakes around the outside of stall corner. He's just got so much confidence in the car, and I think he's going to make it stick here down the inside into Vale, and I think he's got it done. He does indeed. So really brave move from Rafa, from the German. Nicely done. And now, if he can gain that 0.6 of a second, he's on the podium.
And who could have saw that one coming from Cops on lap, 3, 4 when he went off? It's a good recovery, but I have a feeling if he doesn't actually win this, he may have a sense of what could have been. It could still, like I say, no turn. I think if Onyx gets a penalty, this is very much on for Rafa.
Yeah, indeed it is. And it would also increase, it would also make the battle up front very tasty. Because Onyx is about to drop out of the 3 seconds that he needs.
He keeps nearly dropping out, doesn't he? But then he comes back as Joachim.
Oh, Joachim is dead. 11 runners left. Looks like it's around the last cut. I think he maybe did it in the pit lane, and Onyx is out of the range. Or is he? No, he's just about.
No,
he's just
right.
about in. Just about
okay.
in. 2.8 at the moment. Paco's now going to be battling with Tibos up front, which is of course going to help Onyx catch up. But Rafa behind is going to be the one trying to put in some fast laps. Sector 1, problem for somebody.
Don't know where that's coming
the retired car of Joachim.
Yeah. No, Paco. This could make the race for Onyx here and Rafa if these two start fighting again. Paco will be feeling a bit of a vengeance, possibly still from when Matt Tibos got him earlier, and with Matt Tibos having no DRS for himself, this could become a very tasty battle indeed for the race lead.
Yeah, all Onyx needs to do is kind of just sit there and hope that they crash. But look at Rafa, 3.1. So he's really on the cusp. If he can gain just that extra 10th, then he's going to be P2. I think that should be P2 for him.
Well, Onyx and Rafa don't have penalties, but Rafa's 3 seconds off. Would Rafa not need to be with Onyx?
Yeah, he should be actually. So he needs to gain but he is catching rapidly.
He needs to gain another 2.6 seconds.
Yeah,
then
he's the gap was 3.5 last lap, so 2.7, so he's gaining about half a second, and Paco's right up underneath Tibos. If he wants to have a think about this race, when he needs to get past Tibos now to try and gain some time on Onyx.
There's somehow, even with the DRS here, this is helping him pull away a little bit. I think the gap went there for just a split second as well.
Yeah, it's right on the cusp. It's currently sitting at 2.7. So,
Paco had a moment there for turn 2. He's just lost a lot of time. He needs to make sure he doesn't let this go, because that is helping Onyx again. And Rafa is still closing. It's about 3/10 a sector by the looks of it. Not going to be enough, I don't think.
but he gained about a second in the lap there.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but I don't think he's quite doing enough to stick it in with the big boys up here. But he'll be ruining that mistake he made earlier for sure.
Especially with Jake on the back now. If Jake can have a go at some point again, then that would certainly ruin Rafa's chances. I mean, Jake as well could benefit if anything happens ahead, of course, with the penalties. But
yeah, he has got 3 penalties. So
Paco's
got another penalty.
That does help Rafa now. I think that should help Rafa. It will help Rafa. That should be P2 for him, or sorry, P3 now. At the very least.
Yeah.
I think.
So then...
Wait and see. What about Matt Tibos? Let's have a look at his
He's 2.8. He's right on the cusp of this race victory. He needs Onyx to just make a small error. Run a tiny bit wide. That's what he needs.
Well, ideally he needs to pass Onyx first, which is a problem. Because he's not catching him. He's just not catching him, I don't think.
Yeah, he's fallen away from him, actually.
Onyx is on 2 warnings, though, so it could even just... Yeah, it's going to have to rely on that. It's going to have to rely on it. There's no way he's going to pass him on track. Are we going to see another ILR2 British Grand Prix go down to a penalty? That, could go down to the last lap just through penalties alone. We'll have to just wait and see on that one.
Yep.
But at the moment, actually... Onyx is still just about keeping it in there, but Paco, Paco, he knows he's got that extra penalty now. So what does he do? Does he just go for it now? I guess he's got no other option. He knows he absolutely has to finish ahead of Not doing himself any favours.
Kept the time.
Yeah.
Somehow kept the time, but
explain.
Wow, that was close to death.
Yeah. I'd love to know how his mind's.
He's off again. He's pushing.
He has to. He knows he has to just pass him now and hope to God that Matt Tibbles gets a second penalty. And that Onyx gets on.
Like he's struggling. Yeah.
These tyres are going. These tyres really are starting to go. And Rafa's just stopped catching. Full stop, I think, at this point.
Yeah, he's under threat from Jake, actually. Who, of course, he has 3 penalties to his name, so it's not going to be too much of a difficulty for him. But Onyx, no ERS. He's pushing to keep the gap. So he's still using quite a lot of ERS to try and keep up with the guys up here.
Yeah, it could cost him in the end. He needs to be careful.
That's why he closed up to within about 1.7 that time. So he's sitting at about 2.5 right now. Of a gap.
Dangerous ERS to have when the leader's on 60% and then 71 as well, and you're only on 22. That's a bit shaky. He needs to really make sure.
Imagine if we didn't have any penalties involved. 25-26, and this is what we have.
Well, we are still potentially in for a very tense finish here. Gap 2.3 seconds. Then Onyx needs just to keep there. He can afford a whole 6 tenths, and he'll be fine. 7 tenths though, and you're in trouble.
Yeah. And so I'm about to begin.
Look at that. He's using all his ERS. He's literally on none pretty much there. Just work out for him. He needs Paco to have a lunge. That's what he needs.
Yeah. And Paco's certainly thinking about a lunge, but he got a poor run through club there. So that's going to cost him, but we're on the final lap of the British Grand Prix. And it looks like it's going to be decided on penalties for the second year running. Well, here we go. Paco is on the verge of taking the lead. He's got 2 penalties, so he's going to drop time. Matt Tibos sitting on the cusp of taking the victory, but with the penalty, Onyx on no penalties, sitting there in 3rd place. He's just about going to take it unless Paco has a lunge at something or Onyx has a problem. So it's intriguing stuff. Second sector about to begin now. Really, after here, Paco's got one more opportunity, and that's into Stowe.
Matt Tibos isn't using his ERS though. He's on 3. He could be on 4 though, right? He's got plenty of deployable energy. He needs to realise that he's losing this race right now. Onyx, somehow, he's dragging every little watt of energy out of that tank. And Matt Tibos has still got 40% in the tank. He's not really optimal here.
Yeah, Paco's last attempt then. If he's going to try anything, it's going to be now. And he's gaining down towards Stowe Corner. He's going to try anything. No, he's too far back to try anything of the sort. He almost loses it on the way through. Catches it massively through there. But here we go through Club Corner. Then Rafa penalty in the last
cost him the podium. That cost him. That keeps Paco there.
Matt Tibos will come across the line in P1, Paco in P2, but Onyx is going to win by 7/10 of a second. Takes his 3rd win of the ILR2 season and absolutely rockets ahead in the championship now at 25 extra points. Paco in 3rd place, so he will be about 32 points clear now.
Oh my goodness! Funid pushing.
Oh my god, it's been absolutely horrible accident across the line there for Goody.
Onyx just... Oh, not Onyx. Funid crashing Goody across the line to try and pass him. It didn't work.
600th of a second.
Didn't quite work.
We're just waiting for Drop Shade. You can see Rafa was 7/10 of a second away from a podium.
Drop Shade, by the way, who set the fastest lap of the race there last time round. Could he still keep flying? He's certainly looking like he's going for it, isn't he? Don't quite know what time it was. I think it's in the 27s. It was a 27.6. Will he beat that? He's weaving. I don't think he's going to beat that, is he? Not when he's weaving.
No. So Rafa was 7/10 of a second away from the podium, as you can see, with the penalty. So he was easily in P3. Drop has gone to Narnia and come back.
Yes.
So here he comes through the last corner.
Wow.
Absolutely sliding it through there. Here he comes across the line. We're going to see a horrific accident for sure. Here he comes.
Narnia.
Oh, dead.
He's gone to Narnia.
So then, Onyx, 3 wins. So he's won in Bahrain, he's won in Spain, a 2nd place in Austria, and now a win in Britain. He's unstoppable.
You see, this is what I expected from Weislig last season. You know, Weislig was that guy that had all the promise, but he kept getting it wrong. Onyx, it looked like he was actually heading the same direction, but he has turned up this season. He has that promise, and he is showing us he's got the bottle. He can actually go and win these races, and he's certainly put himself in a great position to at least, go up a tier. Winning the championship maybe should. I mean, how many points does he clear now? It's well over a race distance now. He could miss a race and still be leading this one. You can almost give him the trophy
ahead.
now. You can almost give him the trophy now the way he's driving.
But Matt Tibos getting some good points over Paco, so I think now Matt Tibos will be 3rd in the championship, so he's bringing himself into it.
I find it interesting that Onyx from 6th on the grid, he really does just have the race pace. Is incredible.
Tell you, Ollie did really well actually in the end. Ended up 7th, and kind of biggest movers, Paco down from 2nd on the grid, of course. Rafa after that mistake in P4 should have been P3 where he started. Onyx from 6th on the grid, Tibos from 4th on the grid. Goody getting some points, and it looks like it's a double points finish for Force India. Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
So
good day
finishing
for them.
where he started, and Onyx is the only man without penalties. And you see what happens when you don't get penalties. You pick up the race wins.
Exactly. Consistency is key, and it's really showing how good Onyx is as a driver this season.
Interestingly enough, as well, Jake continues his record of finishing every race so far.
And in the points, just not very far up in the points.
Yeah, I think actually, apart from Matt Tibos, he's the only man to finish every race. Oh, sorry, Lenny as well. Apologies. So there's only been 4 drivers who've actually finished every race so far, and Onyx is one of them, and it's kind of showing.
Exactly. Once again, consistency is key.
Yeah,
Well, I say it's going to take off to ILR1. This tier practically is ILR1, isn't it? Let's be honest. So, is it going to be much of an upgrade? You get better commentators here, all I'm saying. So, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? How they're pretty much the same tier now, ILR1, ILR2.
yeah. So we're heading to Hockenheim next time. You won't be here because you'll be watching Indy 500. So will I on stream. So if you get bad commentary, you know what's happening.
Yeah, Alonso, if he even turns up, will be doing madness. We don't know actually if Alonso's made it or not. I think it's still raining. They've
I
cancelled.
think it's still raining. I'm
They've
just
cancelled.
checking it.
They've cancelled the top 9, the Fast 9 session. So it's all about the bottom 6. I mean, they have to get that one done though. They can't just make it up on the spot.
Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow. So in case everyone wants to know, but if you ever want to know, it's now Spencer Pigot on the pole for Indy 500.
Yeah. Of all the drivers, it could have been. But anyway, I think we should end this one now. So, like I say, that was our first double commentary since Australia. Apologies about that. It's taken a while. Obviously, we won't be doing it next week, but it should be okay every other race of the season. I don't see any other races we'll miss, but yes, fingers crossed we'll be back to normal viewing soon. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the race. I certainly did. It was a tense one anyway towards the end. You didn't really know what was going to happen. And Onyx really is starting to run away with this one now. So join us next week, or join Soup at least, to see what happens next at Hockenheim. And yeah, safe travels everybody. And enjoy ILR Americas later on at 10 PM.